Welcome, everyone. This is your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly sponsored by Rome, the historical role playing game. Experience the glory and decadence of Rome. You will find it in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly partnered with the What the Funk shop. Please check out their store for all sorts of products. They have dice, miniatures, game master screens, home decorations, and many other things. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. And make sure that you use my code for a special discount. Tonight, I wanted to talk about something that I haven't seen too often throughout my tabletop RPG career. I'm currently 42 years old. I have seen various situations, but this could be considered a bit more niche, but still, when this situation appears, it could present some obstacles, some difficulties that actually do not exist. How to roleplay many non-player characters. I've seen people commenting about various modules, adventures, and they say something like, oh, this adventure is terrible because the player characters have to interact with 12 or more non-player characters, and it is very difficult for the game master to do that because now he needs to figure out some 12 or 15 different accents and mannerisms and whatnot. And it's even more difficult when you have various different alien or fantasy species, etc. This displays a lack of understanding when it comes to role playing in tabletop role playing games. Remember that in tabletop RPGs, you are playing a role and you are playing a game. You're not an actor. You don't need to make all sorts of accents and mannerisms and portrayals and emotionally connect and to the characters and express the character's dilemma. No, this is not theater. This is not a movie. This is a tabletop role playing game. Tabletop role playing game. You're playing a game at a table and you're playing a role, playing a game and playing a role. By understanding this, you figure out that it is actually incredibly simple and easy to play the role of many non player characters. By describing the actions, reactions, the replies, the conversation of the non player characters within the fiction. So instead of Billy Joe says, yes, I think that is possible, while Sarah Jane speaks, yes, that is so great. And then Tommy says, well, I think that is very difficult. This and this and this agree. This non player character and this non player character and this non player character agree in their own individual ways. By expressing the mannerisms of their brutish culture, the orcs and the hobgoblin, in their particular ways, express their distrust of following such an individual. Describe things in a general way, in a general sense. You don't need to make 12 or 15 different funny voices to play the role. In tabletop RPGs, role playing is not voice acting. As I have said before, if you are playing the role of a mute character, that character cannot speak. Imagine, how would you accomplish that? By describing what the character is communicating through sign language. I don't know sign language, and yet I can play the role of someone that is deaf or mute, right? If you are blind, you can still describe that the character is running his fingers through the braille text. If you are playing an alien species that can only communicate through emotions, Blubberin of planet Fusurkan sends out waves of anger when you mention the plan that you have been preparing for a week. You see, it is impossible otherwise. But through the magic of roleplay, you can describe what the character is doing, what the character is attempting, what the character is saying. So, when you see those adventure modules, or perhaps you are coming up with your own adventure module, right? And it involves who knows how many non-player characters in a particular situation. You can play the role of all of them by describing in a general sense. The group of Dwargar and Darrow express their happiness at storming the underground castle. The two elves and the two elven rangers, the two male elven rangers and the female elven wizard agree with your plan, or the two male elf rangers disagree with your battle tactics, but the female elf wizard suggests using one of her spells as a decoy so that your plan is successful. You see, you don't need to voice act every single non-player character. Just describe what they are saying, their actions, their reactions, anything. Roleplay solves everything, remember? Always remember that. Roleplay solves everything, as I always say. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was informative and entertaining. Let me know if you have experienced some situations that were difficult because you were role-playing various non-player characters. Now you know how to do it, right? Or maybe you have seen such situations. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the Super Thanks button. Take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. And remember, in tabletop RPGs, you are not having a conversation about your characters. You are experiencing the game world as your characters. Once again, thank you and see you later.